and welcome once again to my channel. It's your boy Luis Portelles, and for today's video we have a very special one because we are going to be talking about the Miss Elegance Competition of Miss Supranational 2022. As I promised you guys on my Instagram stories, and also some of you have been sending me messages through my Facebook page and my Instagram page as well, asking me to review this competition. Here I am today, and I'm going to be presenting to you my top 15 candidates who really stood out the most in my opinion, based on their performance on the runway, as well as, of course, the outfits that they were showing during the gala. Keep in mind that the purpose of this video is really to evaluate the candidates that were the most elegant in my opinion, based on my personal taste, so you are entitled to something completely different. Now, I am going to disclose that at the moment, while I am filming this video, the winners of this competition have already been announced. And of course, we know that it was Miss Turkey, Miss Thailand, and Miss Argentina. So congratulations to them. I'm gonna give you some of my comments and feedback about them because yes, they are part of my list, but not necessarily in the same ranking. So if you enjoyed this video, if you find some sort of value, don't forget to leave a like so that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And last but not least, let me know in the comment section what do you think about my comments, my feedback, and anything else that you would like to express. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I will see you right after the intro.
Be strong.
Alright everyone, so you know the little tradition, we are going to moisturize the lips because I don't want no ash on this channel. Let me take a sip of my coffee. It just hits my soul and we are ready to go. So at number 15 on my list, we have a candidate that actually I really haven't had the time to talk a lot about her, but in my opinion she excelled during this competition. Of course, I'm talking about Miss Côte d'Ivoire. I think that she looked extremely beautiful during her presentation. I also really liked the aura and just like how calm she was on the runway. And I think that the gown that she decided to showcase for this particular competition really accentuates her body in all of the perfect ways. We're able to see her beautiful shoulders, and by the way, her skin is so moisturized, it's shining, it's glowing. Same thing with her makeup. And I really like the concept that they had for the dress, that she has kind of this corset, but it's see-through, so it adds a little bit of sexiness. So I appreciate all of those things. Moving on to number 14, we have Miss Jamaica, and actually right here she is giving me vibes of different queens, but just to kind of give you some references, I feel like the first one that comes to mind, it will be, well, Laleh Mswani herself with the gown that she wore during Miss Universe. Actually, I know that it's not necessarily the same gown, but it just like the color palette and even the structure of the gown, it gives me some of those vibes. And at the same time, I think that we have said that before, Miss Jamaica is giving me as well Sozibini vibes. Of course, we also want to give her, you know, room to be herself, not always compare her to other people, but I'm just mentioning those things because I think those are amazing compliments. But Miss Jamaica is a woman who has a lot of power. When she walks on stage, I can really feel her presence. I can really feel how commanding she is on stage, and I personally really appreciate that because it takes a lot to wear the gown proudly and not let the gown wear you. Now at number 13 on the list, we have the beautiful Miss Argentina wearing this beautiful red gown. I don't know if maybe, is it red? I'm not sure if it's like saturated red or like a little bit of like a red orangey color. But I'm gonna tell you, I think that this is so elegant, and that's exactly the category for this particular competition. I'm not quite sure if the styling when it comes to the hair was intentional, but when she came on stage, she actually was giving me Eva Perón vibes. In case that you guys are not familiar with Eva Perón, she is one of the first ladies of Argentina, really an important historical figure, and she was immortalized in the big screen by Madonna with the film Evita. Don't cry for me, Argentina, in case that you guys know the reference. I think that the gown itself is very simple but still very elegant, so it served its purpose, and as I said, I'm really a fan of the styling. I don't know if I will justify Miss Argentina making it into the top 3. I thought that it was, I don't know, you know, what the judges were really looking for, because that can make a huge difference. But I think that although she deserved a spot within the top 15, I'm not sure if a top 3 was necessarily the ranking that I would have done. But you know what, congratulations to you, girl, regardless. At number 12, we have a candidate with a very similar color when it comes to her gown. We have Philippines, Alison Black. As usual, we know that Philippines is bringing really the A game when it comes to the fashion. I think that this gown in particular is no exception. And I'm gonna give you a few feedbacks when it comes to Alison. The first thing that I noticed is that compared to other gowns that I've seen her wear during the competition, this one is perhaps not as fitted as some of the other gowns. I think, for example, after the sashing ceremony where she had that gown that just gave her such a beautiful structure and silhouette. And this one does that as well, but just not as defined, in my opinion. For some reason, I'm also not a huge fan of the shoulder piece. So I think that if maybe we had lost this part here on top, it would have been a little bit more effective, just to allow the gown to shine by itself and then allow Alison to do the rest. One thing that I'm going to say about Alison is that I really enjoyed her performances so far because she has just such a friendly, good vibes type of aura. Whenever I'm seeing her on stage or whenever it's like the activities, whatever it is, she always gives me like those positive vibes that I'm really craving for. So no matter what, you know, Philippines, we're always rooting for you. Alison, we're sending you love, my girl. At number 11, we have a risk taker. And actually, I think that this really paid off for Venezuela. At first, when I saw this outfit come on stage, I was not so sure. I was like, I had mixed feelings. But the more that she moved around, I really started appreciating it. First of all, I like that this is kind of a metallic color that shines under the lights, and we have ruffles around her neck, around her arms. So it gives it some volume. It almost feels like a reference to, you know, when you think of those like, I don't know, like the Bridgerton type of outfits, you know, that we see on Netflix series and historical series. I think that it's giving me a little bit of those vibes, but a very modern twist to it. And of course, Venezuela on the runway, she is a professional. She knows how to deliver a performance, and that's exactly what really sold it for me at the end of the day. Now, moving on to number 10, we have Miss Turkey. And of course, she was crowned the #1 candidate for the entire competition. I'm gonna tell you this. As I said, what the judges are looking for might be very, very different from what the fans or the mixologists or the analysts are looking for. I personally think that she gave a very effective performance. The gown is beautiful, is sexy, is very out there in the sense that when you look at it, I mean, there are sequences everywhere. And on top of that, I think that it really contrasts very, very well with her makeup. We have a very defined smoky and black eye as well with those sharp eyebrows. The hair is styled in a very minimalistic way to really bring the attention to just the facial features and the dress itself. I think it's very effective and by all means extremely elegant, so I have to give her that. Was this performance worthy of a #1 spot? I think it depends of what you're looking at. So I will leave it at that. But please, you guys, let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? Did Miss Turkey deserve the #1 spot? Or who would you give that title to for this particular competition? At number 9, we have none other than Miss Mexico. Actually, I think that no one was giving enough credit to Miss Mexico. I think that this is a very elegant dress. And if I'm being honest, the only reason why I'm not putting her even higher on the list is because I feel like it's also a very pageant type of dress. So it's nothing new, it's nothing that we haven't seen before. However, we cannot take away the fact that it still suits her very well. It's very, very elegant. It's very well crafted. You can see that there is a lot of attention to detail. And I personally think that she is lovely as well. She looks beautiful. The dress is really accentuating her body in the right places. So props to you, Miss Mexico. I really enjoyed this. Moving on to number 8, we actually have a very similar dress, but once again, very effective. I'm talking about Miss Peru. This girl, you know, I've been actually keeping an eye on her, and I think that she's becoming a threat in the competition. She has been doing very, very well during the Super Chat. She has been doing very well as well in other, you know, aspects of the competition, the public appearances, just the looks that she has been serving as well. And I think that this dress, once again, really brings out the best of her. Similar to the comment that I said for Miss Mexico, this is a very, you know, typical type of dress that we will see at a pageant. So I don't think that she's necessarily taking risks with it, but this category doesn't necessarily call for you to take a risk. So I guess that if I'm not putting her higher on the list is because other candidates gave me something that I'm not used to see or really try to go a little out of their comfort zone, and I have to give props to those things. I have to give points for those. But by all means, I think that this is also a very beautiful dress and she deserves the recognition. At number 7, we have Miss Malaysia. Actually, I think that this is one of the most beautiful dresses in the competition. So far, I really like that it's so out there. You know, there's a lot of fabric, it moves, it's very dynamic, it's fun to watch, and it also allows her to play with it, to have fun with it. And you can tell, just look at her face, she is smiling, she is giving us a little bit of leg, showing us the knee and all. And I think that this is also part of being elegant. You know, being elegant is not just about how you look, but also about how you feel, how you portray yourself to other people out there. And I feel like Miss Malaysia really embodied that during today's competition. So for me, it's a beautiful color, very well crafted. I really appreciated it. And for those reasons, just making it at number 7. All right, let me get some coffee, y'all. Now moving on to number 6, we have none other than India. Actually, Ritika, I think that she has been doing amazing as well so far in the competition. I have very high hopes for Ritika when it comes to the coronation night. We'll see what would happen, but let's comment a little bit about this dress. If you're here on my channel for a while, if you're familiar with me, you know that I am a sucker for purple. I love purple. I call my phone is purple. I call my group of supporters like purple angels. So you give me purple, I'm happy. And I think that this particular dress, to be fair, is kind of in the borderline between purple and pink, but it's very effective. And the most important thing is that it really suits Ritika so well. First of all, let's talk about her as, you know, someone who is able to present herself publicly. She's a professional. Ritika is a model. Ritika has been doing this for a while. We know that the Miss Diva organization provides excellent preparation for the candidates, and because of that, she has been really excelling during this competition. I also really appreciate that they didn't just go with the traditional route and they made the dress a little bit more interesting by adding all of these silver rhinestones. I really like the middle part of the dress. It almost feels like she is wearing like a silver corset encrusted with diamonds and rocks, and it's just so fun to watch and analyze. And on top of that, when you add Ritika's potential, her talents, and just her overall charm, this is so effective. I'm also gonna give her props for something. Ritika, I think that she has been so consistent in the competition in terms of her makeup and her looks with her hair. We've seen a few hairstyles here and there, but always she keeps it minimalistic. She allows her natural beauty to shine for itself, and I really appreciate that from her. So come on, India, we're rooting for you. All right, at number 5, actually one of the favorites, I'm gonna tell you. And if you know me, you know that anyone that I put after number 5, for me, it's because they all have potential to become number 1. But at number 5 on the list, we have Thailand. She was actually, I think that the one candidate that I saw who made it to actually won the competition that I was really, you know, agreeing with the decision, because I think that first of all, the dress is beautiful, it's very structured. I love the design of it. I love the color palette. We get this chromatic green, and then we can also see 2 different shades of blue, one that is a little bit more light, one that is a little bit more dark and rich. For me personally, when I think of those colors, that's luxury, that is rich, that is, you know, that's like money, if you know what I'm saying. And on top of that, I think that Miss Thailand, honestly, if you take away the fancy gowns, the perfect styling and all, she is just an overall stunning woman. I think that the hairstyle is so elegant. I love even the earrings, the attention to details when it comes to the accessories, when it comes to the makeup, when it comes even to the way that she's posing with this dress. Everything is elegant, not just the dress itself, but just as a whole. She really excelled, and that's why I think that, you know, she deserves that spot and the recognition, the fact that she also won the competition. At number 4, we have Indonesia. As usual, Indonesia is setting the bar really high in terms of design, in terms of craftsmanship, in terms of really paying attention to detail and going above and beyond with the gowns. There's always, you know, different elements, different patterns, different materials, different textures that we can look at. So it's not just a matter of making a beautiful dress, but it's also a matter of telling a story, of giving us something to look for and something to analyze. Personally, I don't know about you, but I really like that. Indonesia once again, is becoming a threat in the competition, doing very well in Super Chat. She is definitely a fan favorite. And I think that for a lot of people, they have really high hopes for Indonesia. And I think that based on what I've seen on social media, she's getting along very well with the other candidates. So I have really no explanation of why she wouldn't made at least the top 5 during the coronation night. At number 3, we have Colombia. I think that this is not only a very simple dress, so let's get out of the way. Very simple, very minimalistic, but damn girl, it fits you so well. I love that it really accentuates her body. It allows me to see her shoulders. It allows me to see her arms. It allows me to see some leg. So although it's very elegant and in a way very conservative, this is just a black dress, it also gives her this little bit of an edge. I think that sometimes we need to find balance, you know, when it comes to styling. And this particular dress just being a very simple black dress, I love that she went with big earrings that really bring the attention as well to her face and to the beautiful makeup that she's wearing here. Once again, nothing crazy, nothing too colorful, minimalistic, same thing with the hair, but it's just bringing the attention to the right places. So I think that in her particular case for Colombia, the dress is actually doing her a service, allowing her to shine for who she is as a person rather than being overshadowed or swallowed by the dress. At number 2, we have a woman that for me has become a reference in terms of styling, in terms of beauty, not just for her country but also in pageantry as a whole. I'm talking about South Africa, Lalela Mswane. Oh my god, I don't even, you know what, I think that Lalela really excelled during this competition. First of all, this dress is exquisite. I love the way that it fits her body. I love the way that she even poses, her posture when she is walking. I love the gloves, I love the hairstyle, I love the makeup. My girl is glowing, you can tell her nothing. And I don't know if you guys agree with me, but for me, there is just something so special about Lalela when she walks on stage. It's not just about what she's wearing or how she's presenting it, it's the aura. She is an elegant person. And I'm not even referencing the dress here or the makeup or the styling. She, as a person, is very elegant. And I think that when you accentuate that natural elegance with the right styling, with the right glam, with the right hair, with the right shoes, accessories, it just gives you something like this. This level, it's exactly the level that I think that the Miss Supranational organization should be looking for their next title holder. So for me, this is honestly a win-win situation for Lalela and hopefully for the organization as well. Alright, and finally, let's move on to my number 1 pick on the entire list. Of course, I'm talking about the beautiful Kim Do-yeon representing Vietnam. Consistently, Vietnam has been delivering looks when it comes to the entire competition. We know that at this moment, I personally think that the Miss Universe Vietnam organization is one of the most powerful, one of the most complete organizations in the world, definitely a rising powerhouse. And I think that the way that they have prepared Kim for her international competitions is just remarkable. This dress in particular is very extra, it's very out there. I love that it has the sleeve, you know, it's showing a little bit of body on the side, it's giving a shoulder for one side of her body as well, but ultimately it's not taking away the attention from her face. Kim is one of the most beautiful candidates that I've ever seen in pageantry, not just during Miss Supranational or Miss Universe or Miss Vietnam, just as a whole. And I'm really happy to see that her team and herself have been collaborating closely to highlight every single aspect of her beauty. Just like I told you for my previous pick for Lalela, I think that Kim also embodies elegance herself in the way that she handles herself, she presents herself, and ultimately what she brings to the table in terms of styling. So there you go, everyone. Those were my top 15 picks for the Miss Elegance competition of Miss Supranational 2022. As I said, let's make this an interactive experience. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about my comments and my feedback, my ranking, and add anything else that you would like to express. Always being respectful and kind to the girls. While you're at it, don't forget to leave a like on this video so that it gets recommended to more people, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And as usual, before I go, just come here and give me a hug. That's a little tradition on the channel. You know that I love you, that I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and spending a few days out of your day here with me. And until I see you next time, please stay safe, be kind to one another, sending you all my love, all my kisses. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.